Good morning. Good morning. My name is Marilyn McMahon, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. Welcome to First Unitarian of Oakland. In this religious community, we believe that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, respect, and curiosity. Members, friends, visitors, those here in the sanctuary and those out on Zoom, we're so glad that each of us is with you this morning. Welcome. If you're new to our church, we invite you to a 10-minute orientation at the end of the service. Emily Stoper we'll meet you up front right after the service for a short introduction to our church and to answer any questions you may have. After this worship service, there will be an exploring membership meeting for anyone interested in church membership. Come learn about the church, our congregation, and what membership means. The meeting will be in the Star King Room at noon. Then at 1:30 today, the Hope for Us conflict engagement team will be meeting with BIPOC members, people who identify as Black or Indigenous or as a person of color. The meeting is also in the Star King Room, again at 1:30. And this Thursday, we will be hosting an all-ages solstice celebration. Festivities will begin at 5 p.m. and will run until midnight. Yes, 7 hours of fun, ritual, and community celebration. All are welcome. For more information, contact Jeff, our Director of Religious Education. He's at jeffrey@uuoakland.org. Thank you.
I don't hear. There it is. Oh, you got it? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you can do better than that. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, it is good to see so many of you in person. I am Reverend Connie Simon from Hope for Us, and I've seen many of you on Zoom, a few of you in person, but it's nice to be here for real. So I wanted to do a couple of things. How many of you have already seen our email blast with the spring schedule? How many of you have already signed up for a small group? I know there are more than the 4 of you because I was looking at the data this morning. We are hosting a series of programs that will begin January 14th and end with a huge party on June 2nd that are based on a thing called Transformative Community Conferencing. And the idea is we'll have workships and all kinds of other activities. The first workshop happens on January 14th, and that will be Reverend Sam and I leading your worship service, followed by lunch, and then we're going to do some work. So it'll be kind of a till 2 o'clock thing, but we do need you to sign up for the small group sessions that happen afterward. We're going to have opportunities for you to tell your stories about Foucault. How do you feel about the things that have happened here in the last year? And more importantly, what is the common narrative that you all want to share about the future of this congregation? Then leading to, what will it take for you to get there? That's the work that we're going to be doing over the next few months. And actually putting a plan in place based on what you think is your future. Now, you know we've met with a lot of you one-on-one, We've been having some small groups. So far, we've met with the board, we've met with staff, we've met with worship associates, we've met with, who else? We've got different groups of small meeting, small committees and things. The BIPOC meeting is today, and we will be meeting with all of the people in the congregation who are ministers the first week of January. But it's really important that if you haven't seen that email blast, go check it out, put the dates on your calendar, sign up for a small group workshop. We've got 9 options at all times of the day. You only have to come to 1, but we're asking you to select 3 that would work, because what we don't want is you and your best friends to all come to the same one. We want to be able to spread you out a little bit. So pick 3 that would work, we'll assign you to 1. I'm going to be around after the service. You can ask me any questions, and then I'll be with the BIPOC folks at 1:30. Thanks.
Thank you, Reverend Connie. I'm the Reverend Kevin Allen Mann, and I have an announcement on behalf of the Bay Area Drum, which is Bay Area Diverse, Revolutionary, Unitarian Universalist, Multicultural Ministries. And we'd like to invite you to a save the date for the upcoming event, Ceasefire Now, Vigil and Teach-In, Voices from the Global South, which will be on Sunday, December 31st at 1 p.m. here at the First Unitarian Church of Oakland. The goal of the event is to support the global calls for an immediate ceasefire and build collective solidarity for enduring peace. We grieve together, we learn together, we reach collective liberation together. Thank you.
Good morning. Was anybody at the concert last night? Was it great? It was. I was just so overwhelmed with how much skill and talent and heart there is in the church. It was really wonderful. So thanks to everybody who was involved in that and everybody who came. Something that has always struck me as extremely bizarre is the vision of a 16th century explorer arriving in the Americas, planting a flag, and announcing that he was claiming the land he was standing on for the king of somewhere, the king of Spain, the king of Portugal, the king of England, or any other place, as if there weren't already people living there. They could see these people were living there, to whom this land already belonged. Because these men had gunpowder and horses, they were able to enforce their absolutely absurd claims. They were the conquistadors, the conquerors. We're not the ones who did this, but we do live on the land that was claimed in that way. So we remind ourselves and acknowledge that this land was stolen from the people who lived here for thousands of years, and that these people are still here, maintaining their relationships with the land and dealing with the trauma of their loss. May we live in solidarity with them.
Hello, my name is Piper Rowanoak Swim. I will be your worship leader today, and I am very happy to be here to light our chalice this morning and have the first of our differently worded carols. Lady moon, shine softly down, to light the earth below. As we her children gather here around the Yule fire's glow, we wait for morning's dawning, first light of holy birth. Our Lady turns the wheel of life, her Son returns to earth. With joy we'll greet his dawning, a new year has begun. With increased light is bright new hope reborn in everyone. Welcome God, welcome Goddess. Happy solstice.
We light our Black Lives Matter candle to recognize how much Black people have always given to this society and how much this society has always denied them. And to remind ourselves, in the words of Desmond Tutu, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. We light our peace candle as hope burns in our hearts that the world will find a way for all peoples to live in their homeland in peace and security with freedom and dignity.
Technical difficulties. We are gathered here on this Sunday to tell a very old story. It's one of the oldest we know. Anthropologists tell us that the winter solstice and summer solstice are probably the oldest holidays we have as human beings. Back thousands, probably tens of thousands of years, the longest night and the dawn after it have been a sacred time. Fear, introspection, ritual, faith, community, feasting, music, and magic all interwove in our ancestors' celebrations of the winter solstice. Today, in the spirit of modern earth-centering traditions, including neo-paganism, we invoke the ancient holiday and live into it ourselves for a little while. This is why, on this Sunday, in one voice, let the people say, "Come, let us worship together." I invite you to open your paper songbook if you have one, and otherwise the lyrics for our first song together will be on the screen. As throughout the service, keep your eyes on the slides or the songbook because the lyrics will be different. The holly and the ivy, now they are both full grown, of all the the trees that are in the wood. The holly bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer. All merry folk arise and sing to greet the dawning year. Oh, the holly bears a blossom as white as any flower, and the ivy turns the winter wood to a green and leafy bower. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer. All merry folk arise and sing to greet the dawning year. Oh, the holly bears a bark, bitter as any gall, and the ivy leaves are shaped like stars in the skies above us all. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer. All merry folk arise and sing to greet the dawning year. Oh, no. Holly, ivy, pine, fir. At midwinter, something in us yearns toward the evergreens as proof that life hasn't ended, even while the days keep getting shorter. Milk and cookies for Santa are a very new tradition. Bringing an evergreen tree or branches into our homes is very ancient. We remind ourselves in this way that something is still growing. I imagine our most ancient ancestors in the Northern Hemisphere growing fearful at this time of year, a fear that echoed in the Southern Hemisphere 6 months later. That deep and ancient fear, what if the days never get longer again? What will become of us? Maybe we should do a ritual and make sure that they start getting longer soon. Oh, look, the days are longer now. Let's do that ritual next year, too. Did this happen? There's so much we don't know about these ancient ancestors' practices, but some that we do. They built massive wooden and stone structures. A great many of them were aligned with the winter solstice. Neolithic sites like Stonehenge, Newgrange, the Göbekli Circle, Karnak in Egypt. Other newer places, including Chichen Itza, Glastonbury Tor, Machu Picchu's Temple of the Sun, and the Hovenweep Castle of the Pueblo peoples. The astronomical and architectural precision that went into crafting each of these monuments convinces me that this day was deeply important to so many of our ancient ancestors. So how did they celebrate it? Here we know a lot less about those Neolithic ancestors. We think that the structures were part of large ritual celebrations. We know this about some of the newer sites, including Chichen Itza. And we know that in the ancient Celtic world, this was a time of great feasting and celebration. The name Yule that you'll notice in some of our songs today comes from a 12-day celebration in Germany. It made sense. People had little to do. There wasn't a lot to gather. There were no fields to tend. It was a time to be at rest from labor, preferably with friends, preferably feasting and telling tales and singing. And in some places, at some point, a divine narrative arose. That point may have been the middle of the 20th century. It may be older than that. But it's the story that many neo-pagans tell at this time of year to evoke those ancient ancestors. It goes something like this. The old sun is dying. He will not rise again. But the earth goddess is pregnant with the new baby sun. We keep her company through the night, holding vigil while she labors to birth this new sun. The baby sun god will grow stronger every day, as children do, all the way to the midsummer of his life. The world will slowly begin to turn back toward light and warmth. Spring is far away, but it's coming. So this morning, let us slip into this story. Imagine a community gathers at a sacred time in a sacred place. They acknowledge the land and her peoples. They light candles and flames of hope. They greet one another, sing familiar songs. In the stillness of the so long night, they hold each other's sorrows and joys and are deeply grateful for the people they journey with and the sacred home that they share. And at long last, dawn comes. The goddess gives her last cry of labor as the sun gives his first. All the people welcome him with great joy. They make merry, and they return to their homes filled with the new light. Will you take that journey with me today, church? Will you take that journey with me today, church? Yeah. Woo! All right. So we gathered. We acknowledged the land. We lit the candles. Let's sing together now about leaving our harvest work for the warmth of community. As we finish the song, I invite you to greet your neighbors. And when you hear the next song start, try not returning to your seats. Just sing with whoever you're near.
The nights have grown colder and fires make burn. The stars in the heavens look down where we stand. Neighbors and friends with candles in hand. The warmth is returning, the sun and the light will brighten our days and shorten our nights. Come gather around, the solstice is here. The old one is passing, begins the new year.
Good morning to all the Zoomers.
Hey, Laurel. Good morning. This is Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. How you doing?
Hi. Oh, okay. Couldn't make it today, but I'm glad that we can Zoom. Yeah, I forgot that today is the day of passing round of the suns. I'm looking for it. It's going to be fun.
Indeed.
What happened to your eye there?
Well, I have I'm still trying to figure it out. But about 2 weeks ago, I had a visit. So anyway, we're investigating. I mean, the proximate cause is that the muscle is just weaker now, and figuring out why that is scary prospect, but we're going to check it out.
Let's know. Oh, but I know I need to get my eyes checked. That's totally different. I like driving at night. It's hard to get old, huh? All these things that have to start changing with us.
Well, actually, really easy. I haven't done a thing for it to happen. It just, it has taken no effort on my part. So, getting old is really okay.
Yeah, that's another way to put it. Yeah. Daphne's in Vietnam right now.
I'm sorry?
Daphne's in Vietnam right now. Yeah, she went on a trip with Miriam. It was planned a long time ago. With 6 people and somebody that Miriam works with. So, yeah, they were going to be terribly accommodating because she needs a wheelchair and stuff. So, yeah, excited. We'll be back the 29th.
Excellent.
Rest ye merry pagan folk, let nothing you dismay. Remember that the sun returns upon this solstice day. The growing dark is ending now, and spring is on its way. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, oh, tidings of comfort and joy. The winter's worst still lies ahead, fierce tempest, howling rain. Beneath the blanket on the ground, a spark of life remains. The sun's warm rays caress the earth and break the songs again. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Have you ever stayed up all night at a vigil? A few of us. Yeah. If you haven't, I don't recommend starting on December 21st. In my old ritual group, we vigiled at the 2 solstices each year, and we always joked at the midsummer vigil that it was training wheels for the midwinter vigil. Something around 14-hour-long night in our area. Now in our story, the community has been awake through many long, dark hours. In most vigils I've attended, at some point in the night, the energy turns very quiet and meditative. Bellies are full, songs are sung, and the night sure hasn't ended yet. People turn inward, look into the fire, share a few quiet stories. Someone may be crying. Whatever was heavy on your heart as the ritual began comes forward as you resist sleep. Luckily, tonight you are held in community. At the sound of the chime, I invite you to speak that which is weighing on your heart. Names, places, wars, deaths, births, celebrations, voices overlapping one another in an embracing meditation.
David Bora, dead men.
Foxton. And I invite us to say together, We hold them in our care.
When we think about how much time our ancestors probably spent around fires, I think it explains how attracted we are to fires and wanting to gather close to them. We imagine being a prehistoric human being, the changing of the seasons from fall to winter, the cold, the death of plant life, and gradual fading of the light. How necessary and comforting it was to sit by the fire, being together. How joyful it was when you realized that the light was returning and you shared that joy with those around you. For me, our church community is the central place where we share this fear and joy, and that's why I contribute to it, and why I'm asking you to do the same. Please stoke the fire of our community, feed the fire of our continuance through the darkness and the return of the light. The church is our communal hearth. Will the ushers please come forward? Congregational commitment to the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry of love we call community. We dedicate ourselves and these our offerings.
And now in our story, the night has been so long. There are no cell phones, no slumber. The fire has probably been banked, warm, but just a glow of embers. It is dark, and it is cold. It is the coldest part of the longest night. And we know that the goddess is still at labor to birth the sun because the sky is still dark. So we stay awake with her. And then someone looks up. And somewhere in that black sky, there's a shade of deepest blue. When that was me, I was usually sure that I was imagining it for the first few minutes. In fact, that happened this morning up in Tilden at the Reclaiming Witchcraft Yule celebration. Though that was Owen's fault. But soon, no matter the specifics, everyone is looking up. People rouse their loved ones who did fall asleep. The youngest children wake up on their own, though, roused by the dawn. And they snuggle into their parents or start running around. We adults stretch our stiff limbs. Hey, adults, I invite you to rise and stretch your stiff limbs. Oh, and if you are a kid, or you want to represent one today, please go to the narthex at the back of the sanctuary. The baby's son needs your help. Go ahead and run there if you want to. Musicians gather their instruments. Everyone finds the right song in their songbooks or in their memory. And they wait. The sky is still getting lighter. The pre-dawn is bitterly cold, but we don't add a log to the ritual fire because the next fire we will see will be that newborn son. And quietly at first, we call to each other and to him. Oh, come, all ye faithful. And filled with joy. And filled with joy and the unique thrill of vigilers who are about to finally go to sleep, they sing once more. Glory to the newborn King.
Gardens peaceful, forests wide. coming light. Sun's gold rays through fires will burn. Knife no death, the wheel that turns. Gather round the fire tree. Celebrate life's mystery.
Singing, come, glory to the newborn sun. And in one voice, let the people say, Happy Solstice. Happy Solstice! Ashe, and blessed be. There's a surprise hiding in the sanctuary. Wait, children, come back. There's a surprise hiding in the sanctuary. There are some baby sons to take home. Can you find one? Does anyone see a baby son?
Look, Brielle. There's another one over here. Oh, wait. Here you go. Look, Brielle. See it? Oh, that's it. Hey, want to put it on your arm?
And if you find more than one, you can share them around.
She got it.
BIPOC folks, there's been a change in time. So you'll meet with Reverend Connie in the Star King room at 11:45. And then for the Exploring Membership class, I don't know where Clark and Maria are, but let's meet up in my office for the Exploring Membership so that Reverend Connie can use the projector in the Star King room. Okay?